Oh, that's fun. Why can I not see the, Oh, there it is. Ooh, I gotta go full screen. Oh, God. There we go. Okay. Let's get started then for today. Oh, my background is disgusting. Hang on. Forgot to clean up my background. Okay, I'm here now. Gotta remember to do that more often. That'd be a good idea. Okay. Hi, everybody. Let's start with our recap. Today we just have 2 people. Because one is mysteriously missing and the other is unmysteriously missing. But that's all good. We're gonna keep at it. I've been chosen for the recap today.
You have?
I feel like it's been a while since I did it.
It has.
So in the last session or 2, the party finished up stuff at the Draenor Manor. They were able to get the Professor Odenstein's machine repaired, or help him get it repaired. He changed Ernest back to normal from a chicken form to a regular human form. The party escorted him back to the village. The party, after a night's rest, talked to the clerk again about their reward and gave him all the details about what happened and what they found. The party then had to head to Varrock to get the reward. And they're currently stopping in Lumbridge on the way to Varrock. They checked out the local church of Sardoman, asked the priest a bunch of questions about it, about the religion, and it was at that time that a young boy came running into the church from the graveyard, shouting about a ghost that he had seen there.
I remember now, yep.
The party then, at Father Eric's request, agreed to go check it out and see what was up. And see if it was posing any threat or what was going on. And that's where we ended off. So, as we just have 2 of our party members here today, I think what we may not do this all the time. Usually if we just have one person missing, or if we're doing something that's like, actually relevant to the story, the overarching campaign story, and not just a side quest, we'll probably just have like one missing person's character be piloted by another player. That's my method of choice for when we have a missing person. Today, though, we're doing a relatively inconsequential side quest. So I think what I want to do this time is make up some excuse for why Daisho and Dermo are not present. And just have Khan and Zephylos tackle this little side quest by themselves. So let's say that let's suppose that Daisho and Dermo claim that they are feeling under the weather. Perhaps they are sick or tired from the journey or their injuries from the past couple days, and are really not feeling like taking on a little extra task here that could potentially be dangerous. And they make their way then back to the inn that you guys had checked out on the way into the town. and settle down for now. So, that leaves Zephylos and Khan at the church and heading toward the graveyard outside to see what's up.
I think that Khan was actually kind of leading the charge here. He knew a little bit about ghosts, if I recall. Spirits who remain in the area that had unfinished business, I believe he called them. Did the kid run back out, or I told him to go home, correct?
I think he went home. Yeah, he left.
This is no manner for kids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if I asked. Zephylos, do you know much of ghosts?
I don't remember if I know much of ghosts.
You mentioned that you knew much of vampires, or a little bit of vampires or supernatural things, so maybe you might have heard.
Well, I will consult my my memories of my studies, GM. Do I know anything of ghosts?
You may make a nature check. You know that the term ghosts is used in a sort of overarching way to refer to several types of undead, typically the floaty, translucent kind. But
That's
you have studied
too.
in your magical studies. You have learned a decent bit about ghosts and undead. They, like I said, they come in different forms. Sometimes they can be invisible, or maybe some of the time they can be invisible. Other times not. Most of the time they can fly. One thing in particular that you do know is that most of the time people cannot understand ghosts. And not even so much as like because it's due to a language thing. It's some sort of magical thing to do with the nature of the undead, of those types of undead that prevents you from understanding what they're trying to say.
So I take it a comprehend language wouldn't help, eh?
I would say in this case, no.
Great, because I didn't take it.
Yeah, it's not even like a language thing, like yeah.
Okay. Now
let's see. Oh, one other thing. There are some quote unquote ghosts, ghost-like undead that are peaceful. Usually people refer to them as spirits rather than ghosts. But again, that comes down to how educated the person is about the undead. Yeah.
Right. Now, I guess my question would be, the language barrier is going to be a big one because I don't feel like playing charades with an apparition, right? So, is there any way to rectify that? Because you said it's a supernatural phenomenon. Is there any rite or ritual or anything that we can do to help with this?
You have heard of an enchantment of some sort that can be cast on items that would allow the user to understand ghosts. But you don't know like where one might be located. You've never heard of somebody that has one. They're kind of rare.
Right.
Usually it'll be cast on a piece of jewelry is the popular choice for enchantments like that.
Yeah, and I'm not really the artificer or making enchantments on stuff kind of mage myself, so it's not really my forte. Okay, well, is that kind of enchantment more on the divine side of things, or is that more of an arcane sort of thing?
Oh, let me think.
Which nerd in a cloth would cast that spell?
I am looking up a particular spell that kind of does that. It is probably like a you know what? Make an Arcana check for this one.
Okay.
I gave you enough information off that one nature check already.
Completely fair.
Can only
Okay,
get so
well,
much.
you still did really good.
We did better than the last one.
It would almost certainly be a form of necromantic magic.
Oh, it's Speak with Dead, isn't it?
You know that there is a spell called Speak with Dead, but it's not. You know that doesn't do quite the same thing. Speak with, if I remember correctly, let me see this. Speak with Dead lets you
it has to be a body.
talk to a corpse.
Yeah, corpse.
Specifically.
And you get really vague responses. Usually.
Yeah. But you would imagine that it's very similar to that, but not quite the same. Especially in the way that it's the magic is usually transferred into an item for passive use rather than like cast normally, like a typical limited time spell. But yeah, probably some necromantic magic. Yeah. But the thing about it is that most people don't know how to make this enchantment. Like even most clerics / wizards that have necromancy magic don't know how to do it.
Okay. Well, I guess the only thing I can really cross-reference and check, as per doing my due diligence, would be I'd like to speak with the priest of this church. What was his name again?
Father Arek.
Yeah, so Cephalos in his like flowy wizardy robes. We'll go up to Father Arek and say, "Oh, sorry to bother you, Father. Do you have a moment?"
Yes, of course.
So, during my studies, I have delved into subjects of the undead and necromancy, and I remember reading about a certain totem that has the power to translate ghost speak. Do you know anything of this? I heard they're hard to come by, but I don't think I've ever seen anything like that at the tower where I studied.
Yes, they. I have heard of them. Certainly, they are indeed very hard to come by. I've only known one man who had an item like that. I'm not sure that he would be willing to give it to you, but it would be worth a try if it's needed. He's an old hermit, a priest that I used to study with at the monastery.
Where does this shaman live?
He lives in the middle of the Lumbridge swamp, if you would believe it. A
And the
nasty place
swamp-
to make a living, but I suppose for him it gives him solitude.
Why, by Ceredimon's beard, why would anyone live there?
Where is this swamp?
As I understand, he's not much of a people person.
I'm not much of a people, from what I hear.
The swamp is just
the west.
southwest of the town. I could show you about where he lives if you've got a map on you.
Do I
Yeah,
have
I'll
access to
spell
a map?
out him.
So he takes a look at your map and he points out this location right here that I'm going to change the color so you can see it better. Hang on.
Yeah, gray is not a great color.
No. Did it do it? Wait. Oh, wait, no, that was the fill color. Hang on.
You could just do like that.
What? Oh, God.
I'm just saying.
There.
There you go.
Right there. He points out that location.
I'm gonna ask him if he has any. If I'm gonna say, Father, are these areas dangerous? Do we need Any specific gear to get through the swamp safely?
It's certainly not pleasant. It is a little bit dangerous. I wouldn't recommend anyone who is not trained
I am not trained.
in the combative arts or the magical arts to go there. If you are, though, and you are skilled, it shouldn't be too bad.
I'll look over at Zephyros.
You should be able to make it to the shack, to his little shack home there and back within a day, which helps.
Okay. Are there any safe ways into the swamp?
Well, if you exit the south of the town, hang south for a little bit and then head directly west. That would probably be the safest and would be the shortest amount of time in the difficult terrain.
I'll thank the Padre and look over at Zephyros and say, we should head out if it takes a day to get there.
Yes, we should.
I'll drop a
thank
ball
you, Father.
bearing. Yeah, I'll drop a ball bearing in the offering box on my way out,
No.
and look for the coastline, I guess, so I know where south is, so I can keep consistently going south. I assume I would have seen or smelt a coast, or a river or something, water source.
Yeah,
it's the humidity in the air coming into Lumbridge.
Yeah, it's over on the east edge of the town.
Right.
But yeah, you can find your bearings.
Yeah, I would just hug the water line south, listening to kind of what the father said, going down south and cutting west after a while.
Sure.
On the coast, what time of day is it right now, dude?
I think actually this is the same day that you guys traveled.
We got here in the afternoon, I thought, right?
So you may actually need to wait
That's
a day.
Fine. Can we get to the coastline or close to the coastline before nightfall?
Let me see. Where did you guys stop? I think you guys stopped like here. I want to say that you used like literally all of your 24 miles worth of, or your 8 hours worth of travel.
Should we stay here then for the night then?
In which case, yeah, you would be too tired to travel without risking injury. Yeah, it would have been pretty much that. So you are feeling very, very tired.
Yeah,
you could get a head start, but it may have consequences.
Is there any kind of stores that are open still? Is it too late for that, or?
It's probably still like early evening, so you could still try some stores.
Yeah, is there like? I just want to find a simple fishing rod. I don't have much to trade. I was gonna see if I could like find something simple, if they even have something like a fishing rod that I'm used to in this world.
Yeah, I'm sure that the there'd be like either a general store or like a fishing store or booth at the market that has that kind of equipment.
Would I be able to trade some of the stuff I found on my journey for a simple fishing rod? Would any of these guys be willing to do that?
Perhaps. What do you have?
I have. You can check my character sheet. I'd be willing to trade pretty much. I just want to find something that I can gather food with myself. Just kind of get that connection back to my home world. I liked fishing as a hobby in my home world. Smelling the water made me remember that I kind of would like to do some fishing.
I'm looking through your stuff now. I like how you have exactly 9,789 ball bearings.
Oh, actually, it's 88 because I just put one in the thing. We're good. Yeah, I'm keeping track of them.
Probably like your oil flask would be an easy thing to barter with.
I do need. Actually, I have those goggles that Deishu gave me. I would be okay parting with that for now.
Hunting trap, but that's worth more than a fishing rod.
I would trade the hunting trap 1-for-1 for a fishing rod. I have no
Oh.
reference for what it's worth. I just found one.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a guy will gladly take your hunting trap in exchange for a fishing
I
rod.
I am robbing this guy blind in my mind, so
Oh,
that's
yeah.
totally fine. Can you add a fishing rod to my character sheet or whatever?
Yeah, let's see. Is there a fishing rod item?
So
There's a fishing tackle item.
we'll call that a rod.
Includes a wooden rod, line, bobbers, blah blah blah. Yeah,
Call
okay.
that good. I'll drag one over.
That's yep. You can do that, right?
Beautiful. Yep, I did.
Okay.
Alrighty, cool. Yeah, I'm ready to find
Good bartering.
bed for the night. I'm totally happy with that deal.
The merchant that you bartered with is very pleased.
I'm gonna like shake his. What was his name?
Oh shit, what's the I don't know, Gerard.
Gerard. I'm gonna
Sure.
shake his hand and say, Mr. Gerard, you have made me a very happy man. This is the deal of the century. And I'm gonna like hold the fishing rod. I'm like so happy to have some kind of fishing gear.
Oh dang it, his name was Hank.
All right, it's Hank. I got you. No worries.
Just Googled it.
No worries.
Yeah, there was a fishing shop in Lumbridge, wasn't there?
Yep, I just looked it up.
There literally is. I don't want to metagame though.
Yeah. I mean, it's a town on a river, so you would think. It's literally named after the river. Zephylos, anything to do before settling down to rest?
No, I got more setup to do when we wake up, rather than when we go lay down.
In that case, the pair of you head over to the inn, and settle down for the night. If you want to do some more RP chat, you can. Otherwise, we'll fast forward to the next morning.
I would like to, but I don't know how much he wants to. You know what I mean? I don't want to force an RP conversation.
No, if you have anything like in mind to talk about, you can ask.
Yeah, I'm just
Go,
curious.
do it, go.
Con, I mean,
Ding.
this is a whole new world to me in Deishu, you know? Kind of like setting up a campfire for the night, right? I would still be wanting to sleep outside even if there was lodging. I'd want to fish and like catch something for dinner and like cook it, you know? Just kind of like
Aw.
like just that's how Khan used to do it, you know, like fishing was always a hobby for him. He's his tribe is the tribe of Lunaria. We worship the moon because she gives us tides and brings us in this bountiful harvest through the sea. And like coming here, I've been running through land the whole time, and like I smelt the sea as soon as we got near Lumbridge, I'm sure. You know, like this has been like, you know, a chance for him to kind of touch back with his roots and kind of catch a fish for himself and his makeshift tribe he's made, and kind of like provide for his tribe and like feel like he's home, right? I imagine he did that. He got this tackle and he went out and fished. And you want me to check and see if I got a fish or what?
Sure. Make a
We know what kind of fish are here.
Make a. Oh shit. Yeah, I do. Okay, make a
What?
survival.
Nature or
check.
survival. All right. I think I am proficient in survival. Boom! My story makes sense. 15. It's a low-level
15.
fishing spot. I'm assuming that.
You're able to catch some nice trout.
Ooh.
Pretty good sized.
Yeah, I'll be cooking those over the fire and talking to Zephylos in the process. I'm like, this is a new world for us, you know. There's a lot of very different things, but very much the same things too. Kind of like spinning the fish over the fire.
I could imagine. It's hard to think of what another plane could be like, but even in, let's say, 2,000 years, our world has become quite unrecognizable as what it used to be.
What was it like?
Well, to the southeast of here, there's a desert, a vast one. I spent many days studying in it of old scriptures of civilizations that no longer exist, and that whole desert used to be a swamp, similar to the one we're going to, or at least some of the records recall.
And what part of this world did you say you were from again?
Do you remember the small village we were just in, Draenor?
Ah, yes.
Yes, I was from there, but from a really young age, I was indoctrined into the Wizard's Tower, just south of Draenor, by the swamps we're going to. There's a large spire on the horizon where people of my occupation study. I spent some time there.
And they dress like you there?
Similarly, yes, we wear flowing robes because it's rather distracting to wear heavier armors while casting magic.
Khan's gonna pinch one of the trouts and kind of feel it, and he's got a few more minutes, and he's gonna keep spinning it. He says, "Go on, tell me of this wizard tower."
It was all right. I outgrew it like a pair of shoes. I spent years there. They taught me the fundamentals of magic, but I knew there was more, and they would not teach me more. So they didn't like my ambition. They thought I was taking too many big steps, but I knew my own limits, and they decided to coddle me instead of support me. So they told me to go do menial tasks in the desert to find my inner self, whatever that means. And I found something better. The magic you've seen me use.
I heard all of that, but Khan kind of stopped listening after he didn't hear the bit about how they were kind of restraining you, and he kind of stopped listening at the point where you were talking about shoes, and you see him kind of just staring down at his hooked feet. And he looks over at you and he says, "Very different worlds," and he's gonna like obviously, I don't know if you picked up that he didn't hear much of what you said, but he's just gonna kind of like after you're done talking, very different worlds, and he's gonna pull the fish off of the rotisserie stick he's got over the fire and the spit or whatever, and he's gonna kind of hand the spit entirely over to Zephylos to grab a fish.
Yeah, he'll take a fish and like take a little bird tax off of it and feed it to Striggy.
Sure.
And yeah, I think he's so engrossed by the sound of his own voice. Stephalos is definitely one of those where he didn't even realize you weren't paying attention. Just the fact that he gets the monologue for a little bit is his reward.
Yeah, Khan's just like what he's ever since the ghost thing. He's just thinking about home right now, and he heard you, but he like obviously didn't hear about how the wizard tower just wanted to send you on garbage missions and like not strengthen you as a wizard. He just kind of disconnected at the shoe bit and was like, "They wear shoes here. That's so weird." Like that's kind of where his brain went. Like munching on the trout, looking up at the stars. I'll be looking up at the moon. What's the moon like in Gillinor? Is it just
Covered in
one
trees.
I mean, that's fair. It is.
Yes, there's one moon.
What is your moon like? Is it dark enough to see the moon at this point? I assume that like fire's going.
Yeah.
The moon's kind of out. Okay.
I mean, you could see the in real life. You could see the moon
at like
all
6
hours of
p.m.
the day.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Yeah.
You could see it in broad daylight.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him. What is your moon like? What is her name?
The moon, a rock in the sky. I don't understand the question. I don't have conversations with the moon if that's what you're asking.
I kind of like put down my skewer trout and look over at him and say, "The moon where I'm from is held in very high regard. She is the queen goddess."
No, we have gods here, and none of them are the moon.
That is unfortunate, and I'll continue eating.
Where are you from exactly? You keep describing it as a different world. Does your world have a name?
The Garaho. I mean, like, does their world have a name technically? It's from the spirit plane, is where they're from, right? Like the spirit plane
We
is.
know like a meta name for it. I don't know if we know what the Garaho call it.
I mean, that's fair. That's I guess where I'm from, we call my Earth Molda. The plane I exist on is very different.
Right, well, I don't think I've ever heard of that plane before, but there are plenty of beings in our world that are extraplanar by nature. So that's not the most outlandish thing I've heard of.
So yeah, he's just gonna like finish up and like kind of put the skewer back on the fireplace. And where's Dermo and Deishu for all this? Just there but not saying anything.
Maybe they're sleeping or they're just being quiet.
I'm gonna point over to Dermo. I'm gonna say, I wonder where he is from.
I don't know. He seems just as alien as you two, so your guess is as good as mine.
And you two seem as alien as each other.
Well, to be fair, you've seen more of me than you have of him, haven't you?
That's fair. That is very true, and I'll kind of nod. Does not make you stranger than one another, though.
No. But no, I've never seen his kind before. He said it was a goby. I don't think I've ever seen any scripture with this species mentioned. So, but they seem to be peaceful. Like he practices hermitcraft, right? Druidcraft.
Yeah. I like these goby if they are like him. They seem okay.
Yeah.
And I'll kind of like call in for the night. And I'll
Zephylos
say,
doesn't have
see
any
you.
more questions.
You what?
No, Zephylos doesn't have any other questions either.
Yeah, I mean that's fine with RP for me. I'm gonna say, I will see you in the morning, brother. And I'm gonna like set up my sleeping bag and canvas over a branch of a tree and make a makeshift tent for me and Deishu.
I'll go to the inn and say I'm doing a job for Father Eric, and he said he'd cover my lodgings in exchange for the work.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That's
Sure,
our
sure.
whole motivation for this.
He did say that.
Oh, did he say that to us?
Yeah, he mentioned it.
Oh, that
yeah.
was the point of us doing this, right? Yeah, then I would.
Yeah,
I would,
food for the
And-
journey and a place to
And, you
sleep.
know,
Oh,
the
I would
greater
definitely
good.
sleep inside then. I would definitely sleep. We would all be sleeping inside. I totally forgot that happened. I would still do the fishing thing though. I would definitely want to catch a fish. That'd be like a lot.
He Father Eric, while you guys are having your conversation, you see him stop by the inn and talk to the innkeeper, kind of like point at your group of weird people, talk to him for another couple seconds, and then he leaves.
All right. Yeah, I look to him and say, after he leaves, and when we're done packing up, I'll look to the innkeeper and say, I take it Father Eric has cleared us for the night?
That's right. You're here to stay for free tonight.
All right, thank you very much. We won't make too much of a ruckus.
No problem.
I would like to see what they have for beverages. I haven't really drank much because I haven't had any money. But since everything's being covered, I want to try their beer or whatever, the ale or whatever they have.
Oh, yeah, they have a local brew that's made in house.
Mm-hmm.
They have a imported Asgarnian ale, and they have a wine from a nearby vineyard.
The wine would probably be the closest thing that Khan would recognize. He'd probably go for that.
Okay.
I'll have a
let's
pint
see, how
of
much
Asgarnia
does-
ale. I picture it's like a blonde ale.
Yeah, it's a pale, sort of amber. Let's see. I had a document somewhere that listed all of this these silly things costs.
Probably like 2 copper.
Here we go, D&D Shop Catalog version 1.1. Wine. Is wine in here? Oh crap. Is ale in here? Oh crap.
If you can't find it, it is in the player handbook.
Mug. Bottle? Where is it under? Adventuring supplies, probably not.
There's like a section about living expenses.
General store. Oh wait, yeah, that's right. I had it in a different table. Food and drink. Here we go. I have a picture of this. Okay, the local ale is 4 copper for a mug, but the imported Asgarnian is
Silver?
6
Oh shoot.
copper. Let's see. The wine is 2 silver by the pitcher.
Yeah, so you are using the player handbook one.
Yeah, I'm just
Awesome.
using PHP prices. And then a increased price for the imported ale.
I mean, our food and board is covered, so
Yeah, but you don't get unlimited drinks. He'll give you some. He'll give you like 1 of the regular ales, and then at that point he'd probably be like,
Is Father Ulrich really gonna get picky over a couple copper?
I don't know.
all right. I will purchase a Asgarnian ale.
All right,
I
that's
still want the wine.
6 copper pieces, sir.
Do I even have copper? I'll break a gold.
You could break a gold for copper.
Yeah, that's my flex. I only
Oh, you don't
carry
even have
gold.
any silver.
I don't. I'll break a silver. I'll break a gold for 9 silver,
Mm-hmm.
and then 10 copper, which then becomes 4 copper because okay.
Yep.
Is he not gonna cover the drinks then? Father Ulrich's not gonna cover the drink?
No, Zephylos recognizes he wants the expensive shit, so he's like,
Right.
fine, I'll just pay.
Yeah, I'll take some cheap local wine. I just want to try what they have to offer.
All right, that one's 4 copper. Or he'll give you 1 for free, actually.
Yeah, I'll take the free one and just kind of sip it and taste it. What's it taste like?
It is like a. I don't know, man. I don't know enough about beer to do this. All I drink is stouts.
It's a wine, so
It's a wait.
I'm drinking like the wine would be the closest thing to like what I would know is alcohol where I'm from.
Did you get the beer or did you get the wine?
You said there was a local vineyard or something?
There was a he would give you the in-house beer for free. The
Okay.
wine is more expensive.
Okay, I'll have the in-house beer, the free one. I'll
Yeah,
try it. If
that
that's what
is
he said, local then.
it's kind of smooth and nice. Only a little bitter. It's not great, but it's not bad.
Like gonna kind of like do the aftertaste kind of with my mouth after each sip, kind of just figuring out what it is.
Um,
Kind of
No.
eyes squinted, looking over at Zephylos, trying to figure out the beer. I'm like, it's different.
Yeah, well, you're drinking the dishwater.
I love that.
That's why I paid for the good stuff. You see, let me tell you, the Asgarnians know a thing about luxury, and they know how to make a smooth brew. I find the Misselite ale to be a little bit more hoppy.
It's good. I will have to try what you're having next time then. When I have some of these GPs, I can afford it, yeah?
Like, don't get me wrong, as soon as you go to the capital city, Varrock, everything's a little bit more nicer.
This is very nice here.
Well, you should see the capital city. A little bit bustling, but if you're in the right area, it has some good spots. I've been there on vacation once in a while, but haven't really stayed for much.
Is that where we're heading? To get to collect our bounty?
Yes, we have to go claim our, due funds. And there are
After the
plenty of large banks there, so we probably have to go see one of them, or maybe even because it's a government job. I wouldn't be surprised if we had to stop at the palace to see a clerk there.
another
Clark,
clerk.
the clerk, did mention that it would be the palace that you had to go to.
Yeah, now that I'm remembering, I think Clark said we did have to go to the palace, so there's probably going to be some uh, nobility representation there, so we'll have to be on our best behavior.
Am I not on good behavior already?
You're rambunctious is a word I would use to describe you.
I would also use this word to describe me.
Yes, we need to.
Which means playful and whimsical, yes?
Sure, I think that's an accurate synonym for the word I'm using to describe you. But I would also say that when dealing with nobility and governments here in Gillinor, for the most part, there's a different standard of mannerisms.
I used to work for my tribe's chieftain. Is it the same fashion?
Based on behavioral observations, probably not.
Then I have no clue how to behave. I will try my best.
Well, so here's my plan that I propose. Let me do the talking. And stay still. Like not like still as a statue, but like you can stand off to the side, just wait there patiently, let me do the talking. I'll describe the situation, I'll describe with the note that we're probably entitled to more compensation. And then once we get our money, we can leave and everything will go back to normal.
He's gonna give you kind of a nefarious smile, and he's gonna say, "Okay, you do the talking."
I don't like that look, Con, but all right. You do know that they've probably executed people for less than making an ass of ourselves, right, Con?
Khan doesn't plan on making an ass of himself, but he doesn't plan on being quiet either.
Oh, fuck. All right. So, yeah, besides the nightcap, Zephylos is calling it quits for the night and going to sleep.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
he's gonna drink his beer and maybe have some cheese or bread or whatever's offered, and then he's gonna go to bed too.
Like, maybe some prayers before sleep, but otherwise nothing big.
After a long day of travel and some good food and drink, you sleep well at the inn and awake the next morning, have some food, and begin getting ready to head out.
Yeah.
All right. Before I head out for the day, my preparations are as follow. First and foremost, I will be mage armoring it up.
Cool.
And I will turn on the effects of said mage armor. The second order of business.
You guys should have all your hit dice back by now, I think, so make sure you have those now.
Oh, sorry, let me just kick the long rest again.
Because you had like 3 rests since you did anything.
Yeah, I didn't know for sure if I'd use the spell slot or not, so I always hit it when we take a long rest just to be certain.
Yeah, you usually should.
Yep.
There we go. So yeah, I have all my hit dice back now.
Good.
And I have 3 out of 4 spell slots.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to invite Con. Yeah, how many hours will it take to get not to our destination, but like into the swamp itself?
I would say the swamp is kind of starts there.
Right.
So, let me get the ruler. town is like here, so it could only take you like an hour.
Okay. I'll tell Khan that when we get to the border of the swamp, we'll need to sit down for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I have divined new magic, and I want to use it before we enter. Because if there's any dangerous wildlife or lunatics, the only type of people I can think who would live in the swamp, I'd rather us be prepared.
That is fine. I will take a moment myself and call for favor and see if my god can hear me.
What magic is this that you're talking about?
I'm just gonna pray, pretty much.
Oh, and of course, I'm keeping light up, just in case, like when we go to the swamp, if it has a heavy like overcast or like trees above us that block off sunlight, I'm gonna try to keep it consistent.
That anytime. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just keeping it up periodically every hour.
Alrighty.
Other than that, I have no other preparations that should be done right now, but I would like to stop when we get to the swamp line.
Alright. Then in that case, you head out of the town and make it to about here-ish. You're right at the border. The grass that surrounds this farmland, or that covers this farmland sort of area, pretty rapidly starts to transition to a marshy, sort of mushy terrain. With right about here. And that was
Is it
an hour and a half in, or 2 hours.
Is it encumbering our gate at all? Are we having is it difficult terrain for us yet?
It's not. This swamp is not going to be difficult terrain. My terrain descriptions are going to be more just for flavor here.
Okay.
Hint, hint. Foreshadowing.
I like this swamp. This one
this
right
swamp
here. Not to be mistaken with literally any other swamp you might be going to.
Not to be mistaken with another swamp that might be really important later.
Yeah, I get you.
Massive hindrance.
Don't worry, I'm just going to take the mobile feat and I'm going to just dash everywhere I go and ignore difficult terrain.
Oh crap. Does that even work for travel?
Yes, I think. If you move at a fast pace, I don't know. Don't quote me on it. At the tree line, I'm going to gesture to Colin that here we're going to set up the preparations, and I want to just have Striggy and myself look around and make sure there's no other human beings for a while, in view.
Hang on, messing with the bot. Go ahead.
Because what I'm about to do is going to look really fucking culty, and I don't want witnesses.
Yeah, you have, I guess you could make a perception check with the owl.
Yeah, I'll let my bird do it.
I kind of want to watch.
Or, yeah.
No, you're going to be involved. You're not going to watch.
I don't even know what he's talking about yet.
Cool. I like blood magic. I will say Khan's a fan of blood magic.
True.
You're going to be witnessing some of it.
In a way, he has innate blood magic.
I'm looking around, so I applied keen sight.
Yeah, I would also kind of try to see what he's seeing and looking around.
Yeah, you guys have a look around with the owl and you and Khan. The farmland has kind of ended maybe a mile ago at about this location. So, and you don't see anybody, so you are pretty certain that you're alone here.
Okay. So I'm going to perform a ritual, and here's what the ritual looks like. So, the component of this spell is a ceremonial dagger worth 25 gold pieces. And this dagger that I have is actually when I was working in the Al-Kharid desert. It's one of the relics I unearthed of a lost civilization. It is like a curved kind of like, I'd imagine like Egyptian looking like short dagger, and the pommel ends in like an amethyst that loosely resembles the symbol of Zaros. And with the ceremonial dagger, I like kind of like wrap my hand around it and squeeze to draw some blood. And as I'm chanting, I go up to Khan and I start drawing in my own blood runes around his armor. And as they like as I finish drawing each rune, it like instead of looking like blood, it turns into like a purple dye that kind of glows a little bit. And the final rune I draw as the 10 minutes finish is right in the center of the chest, a circle with an X going through it and crosshairs, the symbol of Zaros. And it's going to be this spell.
Blood
And
seal. What the heck is
I'm
this?
going to burn HP. I don't know how much right now. It's a
Wound
second
upon
level
yourself to
spell.
create protective
Oh,
spell.
it's
Another
like,
creature within range. You cast a spell, you spend hit points.
It's like a transferal false life. Almost.
Yeah.
I got
Oh.
This is the one that we were going to nerf until we realized how blood magic works. And then we realized, oh, it's not that bad.
Oh. Yeah, I remember this.
Because you're like, you can just use your temporary hit points. I'm like, nope, I have to use real hit points.
So do
Yeah.
I have to? Well, trickery clerics get life transference, which is essentially a weaker or a way stronger version of blood seal, from what I'm seeing here. Are you familiar with life transference?
Yes.
It's 4d6 damage to yourself, and you heal twice as much to another person.
Yeah, I'm familiar. Wizards also get that spell.
Yeah.
So it's that, but it's preemptive because it's temporary hit points.
It's temporary hit points, correct?
So you get 19 temporary hit points as I put these wards on you.
How much HP do you lose?
I lost 14 HP.
Oh my god.
I'm now bloodied.
I'm going to like.
However, before you do anything, because it might not be worthwhile, I'm not a normal wizard, okay? I'm a frickin' hemomancer, let me tell you, okay? So, I think this is the feature. Yeah, when I cast a hemomancy spell, I get half of what I spent in temp HP for myself. So I'm rocking 7 temp HP.
It only lasts an hour?
It only lasts an hour. So that's why I'm like, let's do it when we're going through here, so that if there's an encounter on the way, maybe it might be good, right?
Okay.
My temp HP for myself, oh yeah, only lasts an hour too. Shit.
They both only last an hour.
And after
it is
he does,
not gonna lie,
that,
a bit risky to use this during travel.
Yeah, it's more better when we're going into like a dungeon.
Yeah.
Well, it's also a ritual, so the only thing I'm really spending is my own hit points. So.
You mean your most important resource?
Oh, I'm a tank GM. I don't need that.
Okay.
And after he like looks over and does all that stuff to me and like bolsters my health and like I see that he's injured. Like in the time that he was doing his ritual, like I was kind of like passively doing my own little prayer and like meditation, getting ready for whatever's happening in this swamp. Obviously, there's a lot going on here, and we're getting into it here. And I see that he's injured after I'm now stronger, and I'm going to like reach out to him, and I'm going to put my hand where whatever looks the most injured after that self-infliction that he did.
Probably my hand.
Probably your hand. I'm going to like put my hand over your hand and like see your wound. I'm going to say, feed me your sins, and I'm gonna put my lay on hand pool on him and let him soak 10 health of health pool damage, whatever the wound was to his hand. And like as I soak this damage out of him, my eyes will light up in that kind of burnt orange that I had earlier when I used racial ability.
Sweet. Yeah, so Khan, probably with this blood magic, you feel it's a similar sensation to when you in the past have used your own innate sort of blood kind of magic that blood ragers have, but a little bit more potent.
Also, DM, my lay on hand pool should be
15 now.
It's
should be-
5
no.
times 5 times
it should
paladin
be
level.
10, not 5, because I'm 2 paladin and 1 barb.
Oh yeah, 10.
Yeah.
But if you want to fix that, then I can train it. But
I
it
don't
should
think
be-
that auto updates. So
Okay, so how do we fix that? I think you have to.
You
do
just
that
manually change it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you want to go ahead and hit edit? Because I can't. I don't think I can do it. Can I?
You can.
you should.
Okay, hold on.
You can edit the top and the
Details,
bottom.
yeah, let me look.
Really.
Yep, I got it right here. We're good. I didn't know if I had access to that as a non-DM. Limited uses 0 of 10. We're good to go. Cool. Never mind. Go carry on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can do it there. You can also do it on your attributes tab. There's a resource there next to your smites and blood rage resource. You see that?
Oh, I see that there too. Yep.
Yeah. That might be a little bit more handy. And if you check the short rest or long rest boxes, they'll reset.
Yeah,
with
I
your
have
rests.
it on. I have it on my lay on hands there with recent divine senses.
Yeah,
and blood rage
whichever
and blood
way
rage
you want.
resource.
Yeah, but if you use it there, then check the boxes.
I
when you
got
need
you.
to.
I did. Good to go.
Alrighty. Okay. You head into the swamp then?
Yeah.
Alright. Like I said, the ground is squishy and icky, but the terrain isn't too bad.
What's that sound like to you?
You each probably... It sounds squishy.
Yeah, can I go ahead and give you a sound effect for that, just so I have a reference?
I don't have a sound effect for squishing. Wait, hang on, I might.
Oh boy.
Wait a minute.
Oh boy, he's gonna do it.
Where's that? Where do I have that one sound?
I'll be impressed if he's got a sound effect for it.
That's
Hang
going to be
on.
my GM, like,
Yeah,
good
I
thing the
like
GM did.
finding a squishy.
Oh, here.
Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking. That's what's up. Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
I don't hear.
I hear it.
Sometimes it takes a second.
I'm just going to be randomly assaulted by foot squishing because it's on a delay. And I'm terrified.
Tell us when it comes through. I might have done it too fast.
It
Here, I'll
went
do
like-
another one.
It went like.
Oh, there
Yeah.
we go. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Okay.
You know what the name of the audio file for those are? They each have a number at the end, but it's Bite Creek Blood Juicy.
Juicy. Was that juicy?
They're all called that with a different number at the end. 1
The
through
sound
6.
effects.
What did we
Minute
just
Maid.
get right there?
Nice
What
and
did we get?
juicy.
Was that juicy one?
It was Bite Creek Blood Juicy. It played them in sequence.
What was the swamp sounds? What was the swamp sound? It played them all.
Yeah, it played them in sequence.
Mm. I got you. All right, DM.
That was fun.
We're buffed and ready to go.
Alright. You head into the swamp. There is a little bit of a light, sort of misty air about the swamp, but not enough to obscure your vision, except at the very long distances. Yeah, as you head through here, the terrain is littered with these small little pools of this thick-looking bubbling swamp tar, out of which grow thorny sort of plants and the occasional moss-covered dead tree.
Can I collect some of the tar at all?
Sure.
I'm just curious if I think Daishu would want some, so I'm probably gonna. What do I have?
It would be best if you had a bucket or something.
Yeah, I'm looking to see what I have. I do have a bucket.
All right.
I don't think I want a bucket of it though. Let me look.
Put it in your water skin
I need water though.
for a pleasant surprise.
What does Daishu have anything to carry it on his inventory? I know he's carrying some of the stuff we found.
Let me see. He's got a lot of crap.
You might want some of that tar if he's got like a couple vials or.
He's got like 100 tools, a
Yeah,
chair
the
leg.
boy. Yeah, he does.
Uh,
He does have a chair.
I don't think he has any containers other than his backpack. Doesn't look like it.
I'm gonna fill up this weird smaller bucket that I have. That's a tankard.
Okay. You scoop the liquid. It's surprisingly thick. It bubbles for a few more moments after you've scooped it before settling. It's completely opaque and almost black. The slight green tint.
Alright, I changed my tankard of swamp tar. Cool.
Cool.
Maybe Daisha will have some use for that. I'm sure it'll cool down and be thicker and not be as like. I feel like the item swamp tar is like a hardened, cooled down version from the swamp, right? Like it's still sticky and like gooey, but like it's harder than like a liquidy kind of. I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like it bubbles and then it stops bubbling, and it's maybe that also.
Yeah, it would. It would probably settle into a very, very viscous state.
Yeah.
After a while. Okay, as you continue westbound, could I have one/both of you guys make a survival check to keep your bearings?
How do you do it when does everyone do it, or do you let someone have an advantage if they're helping someone, or what?
2 separate or 1 with help?
Do you want to?
Do the one with help.
I'm okay at survival. I've been known to survive on my own. I got here, didn't I? I'll say.
Yeah, I'll help you out.
Cephalos is like, my directions are terrible.
19.
Alright, yeah, so you, keeping an eye on the position of the sun, primarily, you keep your bearings and are pretty confident in your ability to head straight to the place that Father Eric mentioned.
Excellent.
So, you travel for about third. Actually, hang on. I was gonna roll a die for this. Give me a sec. Roll 1d2. Okay. So after about 40 minutes of travel, you guys are walking by a large boulder that is just ahead of you, and you can see what looks like it looks kind of like a snake from a distance, a small little thing, but it kind of moves in a way that it's probably not a snake. It looks more like a big tail of something with no fur. It's just like pale tan skin. It wriggles around a bit. You can't see the rest of whatever creature has it, as it's hiding behind the other side of this boulder. But it's just about 20 feet ahead of you at this point now.
I'll put a hand up for Con to stop.
Yeah, I'll be seeing it too. I imagine I got the survival check, so I think I probably saw it too.
Yeah, we'll say that Khan is the one that spotted it.
He's gonna put his hand up and see me like stopped already, and be like, "What do you think that is?"
Oh no, let me send Striggy. I want to gesture for Striggy to fly like up into the air, like it's all like 30 feet up, and then like go above the boulder to like give like a bird's eye view. And Striggy's gonna screen share with me. I'll like use my action to see through Striggy's eyes to get a look at what's going on.
I love that terminology for that ability.
Yeah.
Striggy looks down at the. Make a perception check, actually.
All right. I would assume this perception relies on vision, correct?
Yeah, you can make that assumption unless I say so.
All right. 10.
10.
Is your passive?
It is
perception higher?
a little bit difficult to see. So there's a sort of a bundle or a jumble of 3 boulders here in a group. There's only a narrow crack in between each of them, so it's hard to see what is in there. In presumably a little alcove underneath them. He can make out a little bit of movement, but it's too hard to see what exactly it is.
It's unclear. I recommend we stay clear of it. Either that or I can get Striggy to smoke them out, but it's a lot of resources for something we don't even know what it is.
I agree.
Let's just keep a healthy distance and
Yeah, can we make a way around it?
Did you guys hear that?
no, it was a nat
Okay.
20, wasn't it?
Maybe.
No, we can't hear it if it's
So
if it's on hidden.
okay, good, because you shouldn't.
Would it
Alright,
be
well,
so ominous if the GM's just rolling dice that we can't really see the details of, and all we hear is
ooh, yeah.
and we're like, wait a minute, why?
Oh no. Okay, well, as you guys are whispering to one another, you were already standing pretty close to the boulder, and so you see, I'm gonna take you guys to a map now. Hang on.
Battle map.
Battle map.
Why would we ever go to one of those?
I don't know. I'm assuming that you guys are standing in this this orientation, traveling west, with Khan in the front.
Sure.
If you guys have a complaint about that, change it now.
Sure.
No, this is a fine theater of
Alright.
the mind representation.
The
This
boulder
is
in
fine.
question is this one right over here. This group of boulders.
Oh, I
and
see. And like the tail sticking out like
as
that.
you guys are whispering, you can see the tail kind of spin around to reveal a
Yeah.
creature over here, which appears to be a giant rat. And it looks over at you guys, sort of flickering its ears just before it notices you, indicating to you that it heard you talking or making noise. It then looks directly at you and makes this loud screeching sound. You talking shit. Roll for initiative.
Can you
wait,
please
hang on,
give me my
add
bird?
let me add the thing. Oh yeah, let me get the bird too.
So narratively, the bird is like over here somewhere, but like up in the
Up
air.
in the air, yeah. Here's the owl. Why does it? I should just make it default to say Striggy. I'll change that later. I guess not that it matters. Okay. Let's.
Well, we might
add-
get confused with the other owls that we encounter, right? You know,
Obviously.
all the other ones.
All right, guys. Roll for initiative now.
I did. It was bad.
Great.
I did. It was mediocre.
Oh, cool. We'll say no surprise for this one because it's not like they rushed out at you. But we will begin the combat now. Boom. Okay. A rat crawls out from the. I apologize because the map kind of ends right in this corner. But a rat crawls out from the other side of the boulder, over here. And
It was two
makes
rats.
its way over here, toward you guys, toward the closest one here, which happens to be Khan. And he will make one bite attack against you.
Crunchy.
Which strangely sounds a lot like the footstep noises that you guys have been making this whole time. The crunchy noise. We got another rat.
Did it miss?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Oh, sorry, yeah, he missed.
Okay.
With his attack as he lunges at you with his big buck teeth. Another one will come here. And you can see him kind of play off of the positioning of the other rat in order to attack you and try and catch you off guard.
Got their attack
as they
tactics.
sort of swarm you a little bit here.
Okay.
So, I forgot to hit advantage. Oh, but he hit you anyway, so that's fine. I'll reroll for crit chance. Let's see. Okay, regular hit.
Why does he get
Um,
good chance?
Sorry, I rolled it once instead of twice. I
Okay.
forgot to apply the advantage. And then I just rolled it a second time to see if he crit or not.
Why does he get advantage?
He has
Swarm?
pack tactics.
Got you.
Um, what did I roll on the first damage? He hits you for 5 piercing damage.
Okay.
Let's see. And that's going to be it. Zephylos' turn now.
Okay. I'm going to... Hmm. I'm going to, as an action, zing the one in front of me with a blood rush.
Okay.
Fuck.
Damn.
Oh no. You badly miss the giant rat.
My pride is
Oof.
wounded more than anything. Alright. Now, for my second trick, I want to take a step back. You may take an attack of opportunity.
Okay, he will. He misses.
Okay. I'm then going to bonus action cast, using the reaction of my owl, a spell through my owl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast Majorot's Breath.
Ooh.
It's Dragon's Breath.
Yeah.
But I flavored all the elements as ancient magic, at least the ones I'll be using. So Striggy's casting it on itself, and I'll pass my turn.
Oh, he uses it on his turn, yeah. The
So
actual breath weapon thing.
well, yeah. So because how it works is for Find Familiar.
The creature can use his action. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll pass my turn.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Yet a fourth rat emerges from the rock. And heads right about here. Toward Khan. Again, using the positioning of his fellow rats to attack. And you feel his teeth sort of cling onto your shin, but your armor is just barely able to protect you from his bite. Owl's turn.
Okay. So I want to be. I'm 30 feet up. I want to move here, and down 15 feet, because if my math is correct, if I'm doing a 15-foot cone pointed downwards, it should make a circle big enough to hit these two.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So my owl's going to come down, and its eyes are going to become like smoking black voids, and it's just going to cough out just a massive like rolling cloud of just black cancerous fumes.
What damage type is that?
Poison.
Poison, okay.
And I have to
They
move
have
through my
to
character
make
sheet.
a
Yeah, I'll
dex save, yeah.
post the thing. Yes, it is a dex save. Why? Where's my character
What's
sheet?
the DC? Oh, actually, I think
I have
you
a
can,
thing for it.
Yeah, you can cast with the template, right?
No, so what I did was I actually copy and pasted Dragon's Breath, but for each element. So I can do I can do this.
Oh. Smoke burst. Place measured template. What happens when you click that?
It'll put a 15-foot cone.
Yeah, put that somewhere so that it makes sense.
Sure. I mean, it's pointing downwards,
Yeah,
so we're
just
doing it a
place
little
it
bit
in
more.
a way such that it covers the rats. If that's even possible.
Yeah, it looks like he did.
Okay.
What's the mod you have for overlaying templates with effects like that? That's nice.
I don't remember.
You should find out.
I have a lot of mods. I can look at it later to see
Yeah,
which
I
one
would
it
like
is.
to know that one actually. That's
Mhm.
that's a cool one.
Mhm.
Yeah, 8 damage.
All right, good enough. I will do the rolls manually then, since it didn't automate them.
Oh, also, let me give myself back a spell slot of the 2nd level because I did a ritual, not a normal cast for my
Yeah, you
blood.
should do that.
I forget that this actually takes away spell slots manually.
Okay. What was the DC for your spell?
It should be posted, but my DC is 50. No, hold on. My DC is
Oh, here, it's DC
14.
14. Okay. This rat takes the brunt of the poison. Takes the full 8 damage, and after a fit of coughing and wheezing from the rat, it keels over. The other rat tries to sort of jump out of the way, coughs briefly, and is still standing.
Nice.
That was it for the owl, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then can you please
Yes,
delete the
next.
template?
Sure.
Do you remember how to do that?
Nope. Wait,
If
hold
you-
on. If I go into
go back
ruler,
to the template. Hover over the base of the template.
There you go.
there we go.
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
unintuitive because you can't click on it. You have to hover and press delete.
Yeah.
Okay. It is this final rat's turn. He will charge into the fight. Same thing. Biting Khan. But you are able to protect yourself with your equipment. Khan's turn now.
Yeah, I would like to make an attack on the rat right in front of Zephylos, this guy.
Mhm.
With my lance. Oh, sorry. Says I can't use my item called lance. The actor does not have an item called lance. Hold on. Item with your controlled actor does not have an item called lance. Manually? Let's. Okay, I guess manually. That's dumb. Okay. Heck.
Okay. With a 9, you will not be able to hit the rat. It's a little bit too fast. Jumps out of the way.
I'm gonna bonus action shield master feature.
Use a bonus action to shove. Okay.
Same guy. I'm gonna shove him away.
All right.
Get him
Pushing away.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
I want to
So
push
that's
him to this tile.
Yep. Make the athletics check for me
Sure.
against his I guess acro. The rat, at your attempt to shove him backwards with your shield, manages to dart to the side, mitigating your shove.
I'm gonna look over at Zephylos. I'm gonna say, I feel weaker. What did you do to me? I'm stronger, but I'm weaker. And I'll pass.
Have you tried hitting them?
Yeah,
That usually helps.
Tell me about it, brother.
Oof.
I'll be right back. I gotta take some medication.
Okay.
I have my headphones on, so I can still hear you, but I'm not going to be.
Alrighty. This one up here that was just attacked is going to probably actually continue to attack Khan. Because they're not completely stupid, and they want to keep using their pack tactics. Manages to get a hit for 5 damage on him. I will enter that for you. -5. Still have temp HP. Zephylos' turn.
Alright. I want to come up here for that sweet, sweet +2 to accuracy.
Oh, yes.
And I'll spend 1 more hit point to try and melee him. Actually, no, I'm not going to spend the hit point. I'm just going to stab him with a knife.
Okay.
I think that is a perfectly fine action.
-12. You are kind of just barely able to give him a good poke with your dagger. He almost manages to scuttle to the side, but you get a good hit on him.
Alright.
He's still standing.
That is my turn.
Okay. It is the injured one's turn, the one that got hit by the poison. He attacks Khan. It is a great sound. Hits him for another 4 damage. I have applied that for you again. You still have a bit of temp HP left. Owl's turn.
Alright. I want to put down the owl's going to fly down to ground level to do the cone again. I'm just going to fuck around with it to see if there's an angle I can get at that gets them without getting Con.
I don't know that there could be. You could definitely get these 2 on the side, though.
Yeah, I know I can get those. I want to see if I can greet it.
Maybe if you went like... Let me see.
Trying to see if there's a way to... It won't let me, like, change the angle of it, which is weird.
If you place a template and then hover over the icon for it at the origin and do shift and then scroll wheel, it can rotate it.
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
Let's see. This is a 15-foot cone. I don't know that you can get all 3 of them here without getting caught.
Yes, it's right here.
Oh, he's got it. Big brain.
And it's actually right where my owl is, Lameo.
It is. He does have to come down a bit lower.
Yeah, he's
to
going to
make
get into
that hit.
melee with them, yeah.
So he is within melee range right now. Let's see. Save for all of them. I'm gonna go and afterwards change your settings so that hopefully this can do the automatic saves like it does for most of the other stuff.
Well, it did do the saves. I can see that one failed and the rest succeeded.
Oh, my thing wasn't scrolled down all the way. Yeah, it did. Oh, great. Okay. Okay, which one failed? The one that you just stabbed with your dagger failed. He takes the 6 poison damage, lets out some shrieks, and then keels over. The other 2 take 3 damage. The one in the middle, right here, manages to dodge the worst of it. The one at the bottom attempts to dodge it, but having been already injured, it is enough to kill him as well.
Okay, and then I'll use the rest of my
Leaving
movement.
only 1 rat left.
Pog. I'll use the rest of my movement to fly back up so that I'm out of melee of... You know, I'd hate to spend the 10 gold again to recast my familiar.
Me too. Okay, with only 1 rat left, he is probably going to, at this point, let out a particularly loud screech, sort of faking a lunge toward Yukon, before quickly and unexpectedly turning away, disengaging. So he's going to then scurry over back to his boulder.
I can't. He disengaged. He didn't attack me.
He disengaged.
What? That's a ripoff.
He scurries underneath this boulder again. You see him disappear into the crack.
Garbage. I didn't hit anything.
Wait.
The wizard AoEs his way out of the encounter. Shake my head.
Yikes.
I'm gonna go run over to where that bastard was.
Uh-huh. You saw him enter right over here.
Oh, okay. That would have been... Yeah, I can make it there.
Yeah, so once you make it about there, you can see him hiding in the little crack there. You could try and give him a poke with your lance, but it is kind of tight quarters, so it's going to give you disadvantage with that.
Yeah, I'm going to drop my weapon for free, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bonus action, grab my torch.
That's a object interaction, but sure.
Or is that not a bonus action still?
No, it's free. You get
Grabbing
one free object.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's grabbing an item, obtaining an item that's in your possession is a object interaction, which you
Got
have
it.
one of.
Yeah, dropping my weapon, grabbing a torch out of my bag, and I want to just like put the end, like light the torch, right? Action probably, right?
Lighting is an action, yep. Mhm.
Yeah, and then put the torch right in where the rat's face would be in the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Does it go deeper or come out?
He would probably inch backwards a bit. It's a fairly big space under there, so he has more than your arm's reach to back up.
Is there like what's on the ground there? Is it just rock or is it like dry kindling or what?
Just dirt.
Nothing's dry here. We're in a swamp.
Yeah, I figured.
Mud, maybe.
All right, I'll like wave the torch out, like just wave it in my arm until it goes out, kind of thing.
He lets out a squeal, stares at you with its red eyes.
I'll look over at Zephylos and say, "Are you okay, brother?"
I'm barely touched.
Same here. It seems that whatever you did to me bolstered my endurance, but not my ability to be dexterous.
It never was advertised to bolster anything except your health.
I'm still figuring out what exactly it was. I am just making a statement on what I have gathered. There's one more in this hole. Do we want to kill it or leave it?
Stop wasting precious torchlight. I'll have Striggy finish it.
Yeah, I'll put.
Oh wait, yeah, just
I'll put the
run
torch
up and smoke him out.
Quite literally. I was going to say, like, all Striggy's going to do is fly above, like, look down into the cracks and just, just exhale the biggest vape drag you've ever seen. So the material component when I do it with poison damage is actually not a hot pepper, but a vape.
Oh my god.
Vape pen.
I'll pick my weapon up too, and then
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
We don't even really have to roll it at this point because he's pretty much doomed. You have the owl go over to the opening, breathe the poison into there. You hear another squeal and a fit of high-pitched coughing before silence.
Let's not disclose this one with the druid, eh?
I don't see him around, so he does not need to know.
But I figured that this was probably a good idea in case they gave us trouble on the way back.
I think he would give us more shit if it was sheep. Yeah.
Perhaps.
Alright, yeah, that's end of combat there. Nice.
Hey, we came out of that relatively okay.
You mean completely unscathed?
We burned a little bit of resources. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's true.
I spent a level 2 spell slot on that.
Oh yeah, Dragon Breath is level 2, that's right.
No.
On rats. ROUSs.
Yeah, but I got another one of those, so I can breathe on another unwilling victim with my halitosis.
Mm-hmm. Alright, the two of you continue through the swamp. Let's go back to the map. You're about here now. During the fight, you were about there. Yeah, so I rolled a 1d2 to see if I was going to be merciful to your spell and HP cost that you did, or not. And the die was in your favor, so
Nice.
the encounter happened before the 1 hour.
I know, so you said
was
40 minutes, and I'm like, Nani?
Exactly.
Now, if you said an hour and 5 minutes, I would have cried.
Yeah, and 1 hour and 10 seconds. Okay, so you continue through the swamp, keeping an eye on your on the sun for your directions. Eventually, make it to about the place that you think Father Eric was pointing out. You explore around for a little bit, and pretty quickly, after only a few minutes, you see a short distance away a small wooden building that's up on top of a slight hill. Quite literally in the middle of nowhere in the swamp.
Well, recognizing a human settlement, Zephylos will approach it, and he'll like do like the miming of like removing a helmet gesture, and his Mandalorian helmet will disappear, but like the rest of his like spectral armor will still stay on. And he'll go and knock at the door.
There's a few seconds of silence before some footsteps inside the building that you can hear. And there's a little slot on the door at about eye level that slides open just a few inches, and you see one eye peek through. And it looks at you, looks down a little bit to try and examine you for just a moment. And you can hear the man say, What are you doing here?"
We were told by Father Eric to come see you.
So he sent another person to come see me? What do you want?
Apparently, you speak with ghosts, and there is a ghost issue in the town we came from.
Is there?
A child seemed to have made visual contact with one. He came to the bathroom, which was in the church we were in at the time, and we figured, address the issue while we were here. We could help a little.
Mm-hmm. And who might you be?
I am Khan. I'm a blood rager, and I put out my 3-fingered hand in a way I've seen humans do.
Through the closed door.
Oh, did I not come in?
No, he has like an eye slot.
He has opened an eye slot.
Oh yeah, I'm putting my hand.
It's
up
peeking only a single eye through.
I'm putting my hand like up to the eye slot.
Mm-hmm. And you see the eye move over to Zephylos. He says, "And you?"
Zephylos, the purple of the wizard's tower.
I'm gonna like gesture to my hand. I'm gonna like do the hand. The humans like the hand.
It doesn't work through a closed door.
And I suppose the purple don't have magic that can do it themselves. Of course not. Fine. You're lucky that I owe him a favor. He closes the eye slot, and you can hear some footsteps on the other side of the door once again.
Hands
Some
still up.
rustling noises, as well as some faint mumbling.
Hands still up.
About a minute passes. You can still hear a little bit of fumbling around inside.
I look over to Zephylos in the time and give him that same nefarious smile while my hands up, like waiting. Like,
Your arm's going to get tired.
I don't think it will have high strength. It's only a minute. It's good. We're fine.
After the minute passes, you see the slit open once again. He looks through, and he says, here's the thing. Put it on your neck. Speak to ghosts. That's all you need to know.
There are two of us.
Don't bring it back. I don't want to see you again. And he just like kind of shoves it out of the eye slot and closes it.
There are two of us, sir. Do you have
And
a
you can hear him say from behind the door, which is now completely closed. He's like, "Why do these people think I live in the swamp?"
I'm gonna drop it and talk to him again. That's what the wiki says.
Yeah, I press 1, 3, 2, 1 spacebar.
I'm gonna like my hand's already up near the slot, so I'm gonna like grab it and I'm going to like put it around my neck and look over at Cephalos. Do I feel any different when it's around my neck?
Nope.
I say I think this man was crazy, but he but he gave me this new necklace.
Well, give me 10 minutes, and I'll make sure it's what we're looking for.
Sure, I'll take it off and put it back or give it to him.
Oh crap, did I even prepare a magic item handout for this? Oh no.
It's all good.
Don't worry, GM. I'm giving you 10 minutes to write one up, because that's how long it takes for me to ritually cast
Go ahead,
detect magic.
Start casting it? What do you say?
Oh wait, I have a compendium that has it. Okay, we're fine.
So
about that.
I bring it over to like a clear patch of like mud in the swamp, and with my dagger I begin to carve out like a Full Metal Alchemist style like transmutation circle in the dirt, and like of runes and different symbols, and I put the necklace right in the dead center of it, and I begin to like chant in the ancient abyssal language about like begging the weave to give me the knowledge of like what this magic item is. And unfortunately, I don't have the gem for Identify to give me exact details, but I'll cast Detect Magic to like get a general idea if it's at least magical.
Yeah, after the 10 minutes pass, you can your spell indicates to you a sort of magical aura that surrounds the this amulet that he's handed you. It's sort of crudely carved out of ivory, it seems, in the shape of a skull, and hung on a very simple string. But yes, your spell does indicate that this is magical, of the necrotic form.
The what form?
Necrotic. Or,
Okay.
sorry, necromantic. Excuse
Right.
me.
I look over to Khan and I say, it is magical, and it does belong to the school of necromancy, which doesn't always mean, bringing skeletons out of the ground. Necromancy is a very wide and vast and misunderstood school of magic. One of its purposes is speaking to the dead, so it does match what I would expect from it.
This does not surprise me, human. I put my hand back out to put it back on.
Yeah, I'll get it back then.
Put it on.
Let the Graho speak with the ghost. What's the worst that can happen?
Dan?
What's that?
What? I put it back on, and what are we doing?
I don't know what you.
Man,
Probably heading back to.
Yeah, old man doesn't want
Yeah.
to talk to us, so.
Oh yeah, probably not. Hang on, I was editing this item because I realized that the form that I had it in was dumb.
Let's head back to Lumbridge then.
Alrighty. Give me like 5 seconds to finish this really quick.
I wonder if Lumbridge has a good bathhouse. I have got mud so deep in my hooves, I will be smelling it for weeks.
Alright, here we go. Save. And let me do the permissions. All players. Observer. Okay. In your items directory tab, which is right next to your tab where the characters are, it looks like a little suitcase icon. There's a folder called Magic Items, and in there is now one item called Ghost Speak Amulet. It's basically just what you think it is. If you wear it, you can understand ghosts. That's it. Doesn't require attunement.
Yeah, put it on my character sheet.
Alright. Okay, then with that, you head back to the town. And luckily, on your way back, you are not attacked or stopped by any creatures.
I'm assuming our temporary health falls off.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it would have fallen off briefly after your fight, actually.
Okay.
All
I
right.
still have most of my HP anyways. Poggers.
Poggers. Okay, and after exiting the swamp, you head back north to the town. Right about there. Alright, you have entered the town now.
Excellent. I'd like to go back to the church and talk to the Padre.
Alrighty. You return to the church. It is the afternoon now. If you were to have left at 9, then let's see, you traveled like 8 hours, so it's like 4 or 5 or something right now.
Probably like closer to 6 because we probably took a break. We didn't travel that whole time.
Yeah, I guess so.
The swamp might be a little
Yeah,
more.
so it's early evening.
Yeah, probably supper time-ish.
You enter the church. Father Eric is there. He sees you when you come in, and he waves.
Shaman Eric, we have returned, brother.
Father Eric is fine.
Yes, holding
He says with a smile.
holding the amulet in my hand. They say, we talked to your shaman friend. He wasn't very good with words, maybe, but he gave us this.
Oh, yeah. Well, I did warn you. Yes, that's that looks like it's his Ghost Speak amulet. It should help you if you are able to talk to the ghost.
This is a very powerful shaman trinket where I come from. Only the most powerful shamans can use trinkets like these.
Is that so?
I'm gonna put it on. Put it back on, rather.
Well,
I'm gonna say,
let me know what happens if you're able to find the ghost.
What
What it
trinkets?
wants.
Yeah, kind of entertained now by Saradome and shamans, so to speak. What trinkets do you carry?
Nothing quite as fantastical as that.
Go on.
Only the tools that I need for my faith.
Like what, Father?
Well, I've got my book of scripture, a couple of
Do these allow you to speak to the
prayer
undead?
items. Oh, no, nothing like that.
Why is a powerful shaman like him outside of the tribe? Why was he exiled?
Oh, he wasn't exiled. He went there by his own choice.
What
I think he
driven him to
likes
such a lifestyle?
perhaps he likes to be. Certainly he likes to be alone, and he has maybe he finds peace and comfort in solitude and when surrounded by nature. He finds that it is easiest to practice his faith in that way. Some people do. He's one of them.
Ah, he is of the tribe of the unseen. He meditates out in the wilderness to focus on the spirits, the supernatural around him.
Well, yeah, yes, in a way.
That would explain the amulet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look over to Zephylos and say, he was a shaman of the unseen.
Yes, whatever that involves.
Kind of like connecting the dots there. How does one hunt a ghost in this world? We have to find what it wants, yes?
Well, now that we have the tools to deal with it, we can ask where the ghost was seen and stake it out and hope to run into it.
We should find the little boy then.
Father, does that child volunteer here?
Yes, he's a pupil of mine. He might be over in the back room working on some papers. Let me go grab him. You see him go toward the back of the church through a door. And a couple seconds later, he and the boy emerge.
Young child, I have questions about your encounter with the supernatural yesterday.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
Where was it you first saw him? Sorry.
It was over in it's over in that corner of the graveyard, and he points to the southeast.
Was it anything in particular you did that made it show up?
I don't think so. I was checking out one of the graves that was being prepared for a new body.
What is this
I was
checking out?
just looking at it. I didn't even touch it. I was just looking at it.
Many people have looked at it since its appearance, and it has never happened before. Why is it appeared to you?
Well, it just arrived yesterday.
Is it a new
body.
grave?
Mm-hmm.
Who was it that was buried there, Father?
Oh, I think that was I didn't catch his name, but he was a man who worked at the mines to the south of the town.
Is he someone we could ask the people who loved before he died about?
Perhaps. Let me see if I had a record of.
I would hope you would not just bury someone without a record.
Yeah. Yes, of course. Just a moment. He goes back into the back room, and after a minute or two, he comes back out. He says, "Well, yeah, I had a look at some of the papers that we had on him. It looked like he didn't have any family, at least not local here. But he did indeed pass at the mines."
Does he have a name, Father?
Let me see here. It looks like his name was Jericho.
Okay. Did he have a wife or a family?
Not that I'm aware of.
I'll look over at Zephylos and I say, what do you think we should do now?
Well, we can go to the prepared grave and wait by it, see if the spirit wants to show up.
I'll nod. And we'll walk out there, yeah?
Okay. You
I'd
head
like-
out to the graveyard and over toward the southeast end.
Does anything just pop up at us?
It looks like in this area of the graveyard, there's only one grave that's being prepared. So you head toward it, and you get within a couple feet of it, and start having a look at it. There's a big hole in the ground where the very plain wooden coffin is going to be lowered, but hasn't been yet. It's sitting at surface level on the ground. And only a couple of seconds after you begin examining the site, you can see a sort of wispy, misty form squeeze itself out of the crack of the wooden coffin and take a roughly humanoid shape in front of you, standing. It looks to be in the shape of a man, but it is very faded. It's translucent, white and colorless. He wears ragged clothes, and he hovers just a few inches above the ground, not standing.
I'll acknowledge him, but say nothing.
It looks at you for a few moments.
I look at it.
It looks at Zephylos then as well. And then at that point, Zephylos, or Khan, you hear the ghost say, "Hello, can you help me?"
Say, I can. He cannot hear you. I'll look over to
Zephylos, you hear the ghost move its mouth, but you just hear, "Ooh."
I'll look over to Zephylos and will say, he seems to have said hello. I don't think you can hear him. And I'll look back at the ghost. He says, what is your name?
My name is Jericho.
I suspected so. What are you doing in these grounds? What is forsaking you from the afterlife?
I think I have some unfinished business here, and I cannot leave yet.
It is a damn shame, in the most literal sense. I'll look over at Zephylos. Something is keeping him from his sleep. I'll look back at the ghost. What is it? Can we help?
I'm trying to... Oh. Open my coffin.
What is inside? And I'll kind of start walking towards the coffin.
Me.
I'm going to look over at Zephylos and say, he wants me to open the coffin.
Just peek inside.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Zephylos first and say, should I open the coffin?
Yeah, if he's asking you to, go ahead.
I'm gonna hesitantly, because I'm not sure, it's a ghost still. I've only heard rumors. This is the first time. I'm just trying to be calm. I'm gonna creak the coffin open.
You slide it a couple inches to the side, enough for the sunlight to shine into the interior. And you see the mangled and bloody remains of a man, but the head is missing.
I'll look at the ghost. I'm gonna say, what happened to you?
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
You were a warrior.
Oh no. I worked at the mine.
What could do this to you?
I remember I was there working, and there was a loud noise and I fell over. I don't remember what happened after that.
I'll look over at Zephylos and relay it. It says, his body is very mangled up. I don't know if you can see it from there. And it smells like it is beginning to rot. It looks as if he was in some kind of battle, but the spectral being says that he heard a loud blast and then fell over. And I'll kind of like look at the ghost to confirm that's what he said.
Something loud. I don't know what it was.
Something loud, he says. He does not remember. It was loud.
All right, so what do you think this means?
I'll look at the ghost.
I don't think I can depart without my remains being completed.
Would you like to join us as we figure this out? Maybe you might be the key to this puzzle. Your memory might return as we get back in.
That's a good idea. Okay. Yes, I'll come with you.
Very good. And I'll close up his coffin so he stops like rotting in the sun. I'll look to Zephylos. I'm going to say, I have invited him with us. Maybe he could remember what's going on as we go along with him.
All right.
And say, show us where you worked, Jericho.
Let's head to the mines.
I'll follow him.
So he starts heading toward the south exit of the graveyard. But after he makes it only about 15 feet away from the coffin, you see him sort of like tip over a little bit forward, and he lets out this painful grunt and grasps his head.
What is it?
I can't. He turns around and you can see a sort of wispy part of his ghostly body trailing over toward the coffin from his feet, and you see him try to pull his foot back away from the coffin. Again, he grunts again. He says, I don't think I can go any further.
Point to where the mine is, and we'll try to uncover this as we get there.
Just follow the trail to the south.
Very good. Goodbye, Jericho. Seems simple enough, right? Like, I can't bring him with us, obviously.
You see him sort of lose his distinct human-like shape, turn into a sort of misty blob, which then hovers back over to the coffin and enters through a teeny crack to the inside.
Fair. And we go to the mine.
Yeah, let's go to mines and maybe see if we can get to the source of this.
Yeah, see what's going on.
All right. So, you head south along the trail there. It's pretty well worn. This is from what you understand, this is a somewhat popular work site that is down there. And so this road is decently well traveled. Not as well as the ones that span between towns, but it's easy to find your way. And you head down that way for actually, is this gonna be like more travel?
Yeah, it's already like afternoon time, so I'm thinking.
That's true. You might actually want to rest again before you head out.
Can we? I guess we can rest here. It's up to Cephalos. Father Eric's still covering the lodging and all that.
Yeah, he will.
Right. Yeah, make him work for his for a solution. Make him pay for a solution, more like it.
What do they have for meat?
Meat?
In the inn, yeah.
Today they have pork lion.
I'd like to have some of that on Father Eric's coin. Man's gotta eat. I'm hunting ghosts, I gotta eat, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have that, and I'm gonna have the wine this time. and I'm going to be adamant on Father Eric covering it.
Uh,
I want to try the wine this time.
he's the innkeeper's like, "Are you sure?"
He said he would
Okay.
cover. He said he would cover our food, drink, and lodging. Is the church not good for a couple extra copper?
Okay. He gives you the wine.
Yeah, I'll take a sip of it.
It is pretty good. I don't know if he would have had much wines before.
Nah, I would have had close to a mead.
Hmm. Yeah, it's
It'd be
probably
more bitter, probably. It'd be less
mead.
sweet than a mead, yeah.
Yeah. It's good. It's good wine though. Good stuff. Pretty good.
Yeah. I'll be like trying to figure out why it's so bitter, but I taste the alcohol and I get it, so no complaints. Also, the lion, probably pretty good, so I'll be eating that.
Pork lion.
No lying about the lion. It's probably pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Alrighty. So, the next day then, unless you guys have anything else
Nope.
cover.
Sleep.
Sleep. You wake up, and you head toward the mines.
I will once again do my mage armor.
Mage armor. Oh yeah, do your long rest, get your stuff back if you lost any. Do. Okay. It is not too far to the mines. Similar trip to what you had the other day or yesterday at the swamp. Takes you down the road to about here where the mines are. It's not a huge
Does the inn have
place.
breakfast? Because I'm definitely grabbing that.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. I'm here for food and lodging.
Oh yeah.
That's important to Khan. That the tribe gets fed. Did Daishu eat before he left? And did Zephylos grab something from the inn before he left?
Oh, Zephylos is not leaving until he eats.
Good,
This can
good,
wait.
Good. I'm imagining we're fed. I just want to make sure we're on the same page that Khan is the values that everyone's eating in the tribe. Yeah, we're down there, I'm assuming. Took what, probably half our morning?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Seems fair. Probably takes half a morning for workers to get down there each morning.
Mm-hmm. So, it's not too big a mine. There's a couple different sort of spots that they have here. And you ask around the couple of people that are managing the mine here and pinpoint the one that Jericho worked at as the one that you are now taking a look at. It's not too big, really. It goes about 20 feet down. Has sort of a deep lower section and then a kind of higher section that is in a perimeter around it.
I'm gonna kind of call out into the mine. Is anyone else in here?
It's a it's like a not like a completely underground mine. It's one of those mines that like just kind of it's like open to the air. You know, so it's like a big hole.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask that often because I'm assuming that if there's a ghost involved, there might be others. So I'm gonna keep trying to contact. No response in the entrance.
No, but there is a man who appears to be in charge of the workers at the another nearby site, just a couple yards away.
Maybe he might know something, and I'll kind of point to, like, while I say this, Cephalus.
Yeah, I'll wave down the supervisor and be like, "Hello, we're investigating the death of a worker of yours, Mr. Jericho."
Oh, yep. Bit of a yucky accident there.
I'm gonna kind of like check him out the whole time to see if like he's telling the truth of what he says.
Yeah, it was right over here in this area. That's why we got nobody working here today.
What kind of accident was it?
Well, believe it or not, we were expanding our dig area here a little bit, and happened upon a bear in its den. Dug right into the den there. It came charging out, attacked Jericho. Poor guy couldn't take it. He keeled over pretty quick.
What happened to the bear?
Well, it ran back into the hole and we covered it up. And he points over toward the west end of the lower part of this section of the mine, and there's like a pile of rubble over it in the corner against the wall.
I'll say, is there anyone else who saw the event happen?
Oh yeah. There were a couple workers that saw it go down. Some of them are working over here, and he points at one of the other sites nearby.
Should we talk to them too, Zephylos?
Perhaps.
I'll walk over. I'll be like, "Thank you," and I'll like hand him a ball bearing.
What is this?
And I'm like gone already. So.
Which way are you heading?
To where he pointed to the worker, like.
To the other site.
Yeah.
Where people are working. Okay.
I'm in the wind, dude.
Hey, the guy he follows you back over to the place where the people are still working, because he's
Yeah, I
doing
want
his
to
job.
talk.
But he's like, listen, you can talk to the people, but they gotta keep working. Don't distract them.
What did I say? This Jericho, it seems his soul is not sent to the next world. That is more important than digging holes right now. I understand they are working.
What?
Okay. It seems that his soul is staying in the area of his body where it is buried. It is appearing to people that are local to the area.
Okay.
It is kind of a problem.
All right. Well, all right. Go ask your questions.
Yes, I was going to, but now you understand. Carry on with your work, but I will be probably disrupting your workers a little bit.
All right.
And I'll go to the first worker.
Okay. You see a guy filling up a small hand cart with a couple of rocks.
I'm going to start picking up some rocks with him and helping him, and I'm going to say, Hello there, I am Con. Who might you be?
Whoa. Oh, whoa. Hi. What are you?
I am helping. Who are you?
I'm... He's like staring at your horns.
I'm staring at the next rock to pick up.
I'm Straven.
Nice to meet you, Straven. I bend over to pick it up.
What?
I'm going to say, I am
don't
here
work here. What do you want?
And yet I am working, and I'm going to keep picking up rocks. I'm going to say, did you know Jericho?
Jericho? I don't think so. Who's that?
There was someone who was attacked by a bear earlier this week.
Oh, yeah. I saw it happen.
Maybe you could tell me what you saw.
Or 2 days ago? 2 days ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago now.
Yeah, sorry, I just didn't recognize his name. Yeah, I was working on the upper level, on the east side, opposite where it happened, but he was digging a little bit deeper in the southwest corner, and he found an opening, and he called out. He's like, "Hey, he said something like, "Hey, there's like a cave in here or something." I remember him saying, and the foreman came and started walking over, but then all of a sudden this big bear let out this loud roar, and he burst out of the hole that he had dug, and he mauled him. And I saw him kind of, flinging his body around for a little bit. There was blood everywhere. It was nasty. The bear went back into his hole eventually. The rest of us were kind of panicking, trying to get away.
Has anyone gone in there since?
Well, they had us a couple minutes afterward cover up the hole. But nobody actually went into the cave.
And who recovered the body?
I don't know. It might have been one of the other workers, I think, pretty soon after, while they were... right after they covered up the hole, or during.
Do you know which of the other workers?
He, looks around. All this time, he hasn't stopped working and
Yeah, I'm still picking
filling
up
the cart.
I'm getting a little winded.
He looks around and he spots a man a couple yards away, and he points at him.
He says, "Thank you, Straven," and I'll drop the rock I'm carrying, and I'll look over at Zephylos. I'm gonna say, "This one over here is next, yes?"
Yeah.
And I'll start walking over to the next guy. What's he doing?
He is shoveling against a wall to pull back some dirt that
Is
is
there a second
covering
shovel on
some
site?
rocks. Not nearby.
I'm gonna grab that bucket I got, and I'm gonna start bucketing dirt over to help. Kind of from a half relaxed position because those rocks were kind of winding me.
He's a little bit less surprised because he heard you and saw you talking to the other guy.
I'm gonna be like, "So, what's your name?" Shoveling dirt half-assedly, kind of against.
Oh, me? I'm Thias.
Oh, nice to meet you, Thais. I am Khan. There was a worker here who died to a bear, yes?
Uh-huh.
You recovered the body? This man over here says? And I'll point at Straven.
Yeah, I hauled it onto the cart.
What was
Took it
that
back
like?
up. What was it like? It was covered in blood. It was disgusting.
Yeah, Khan didn't realize how bad he asked that question. No, what the body what was it like? Zephylos, help me. He's a ghost now. He's not.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
So, the person, Jericho, who's no longer with us, he is actually still with us. That's the problem.
He is
What?
a ghost. He is a ghost roaming around the cemetery right now.
Okay.
He is haunting us, yes.
Well, he hasn't haunted anyone yet.
What does this have to do with me?
We are just getting information as to why he might not be moving on to the next world. If you die, would you like to move on to the next world? Or would you like to linger forever? Yeah, I'm going to stop bucketing now and watch him think about that existential question.
He doesn't... He's giving you this face. It's I don't know how or if I want to answer that question.
What is most important right now is we just need information to help us solve this problem. So
what do you need?
We're trying to think what could be disturbing his spirit so much to the point where he can't get rest. Right?
How should I know?
Okay, well, let's
I'm
talk
not a
about
priest.
Okay, we talked to a priest. The priest doesn't know either. But
okay.
Oh no, it was his body particularly defiled. Was there any? Did he have any regrets that you know about? Like anything like that?
Anything.
It was all scratched up. The body was pretty mangled.
Was he the normal bear?
Pretty sure the bear took his head clean off.
I'm gonna kind of give like a rough look at him, that's pretty grueling kind of look. I'm gonna say, was the bear a normal bear?
I mean, it was big, but yeah, I think it was a normal bear, brown bear.
I look back to our boy Con, and I say, "You looked inside the coffin, right?"
I did. There was no head. It was a bloody mess. I'm gonna look at him, kind of realizing it. There was no head. Maybe he needs his head.
It wouldn't be that simple, or silly, would it?
In my culture, it is against the gods to defile a grave. To separate a part of the body from another part of the body could be irreversible repercussions for the soul attached to it. That's like a Native American belief too. Like, so that's kind of in theme with how the Graho are made. But to say we would never defile a grave. An incomplete body is an incomplete soul. Maybe that's it. Maybe the reason he cannot
guy's just
remember what
shoveling.
happened. Yeah, he's still shoveling. We're just having this inner
At
dialogue.
this point, he's like, I just want to mind my own business. In his head.
Maybe he could not remember what happened to him because his memories are trapped in the part of his soul in his brain. I don't know. We should definitely figure out where his head went, though.
Right. I mean, do you know where the head is?
Thias, you said that the head was in the cave with the bear, yes?
I didn't say that.
You said
I
there
just
was
said the
no head?
bed. I just said the bear took his head off. I don't know
And-
where it went. I never saw it afterward.
Well, you retrieved the body and there was no head with it, and there was no head around it.
Right.
So the head is in the cave then.
Could be.
Oh boy, I'm gonna look at Cephalus. I'll say, oh boy. Say, we have to go in that cave, I think. Rats. I'm gonna say, oh, rats.
No, this is Bear.
Ah, yes. Oh, bear.
Yeah, we should probably deal with that.
I'm gonna look at Thias and I'm gonna say, thank you for your time. And I'm just gonna, like, drop a ball bearing on the ground near him. Kind of realizing we gotta go fight a giant fucking bear now. Alright. It's in the cave we just came from, yeah?
The cave you just came from?
Or the one we were looking into when I said, is anyone here?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I figure we're gonna go back there, yeah? Cephalus?
Oh, by the way, let me
Sorry,
check
what
the
time
music
is it?
back.
Do you want to talk to anyone else, or I'm feeling pretty good that the head's probably in there if they retrieved the body and there was no head around the body?
Yeah, I'm willing to just at least check out the. I'm willing to bet it's going to be there.
Yeah, if the guy who recovered the body didn't see a head, I'm willing to bet it's in the cave. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back in the cave. I'm gonna give it a hello. Is anyone in here? Again.
The entrance is covered with rubble. Over there. Or do you mean just the entrance to the mine?
Again, the mine. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's nobody there.
cave,
You
sorry.
could see.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk in and figure out where the rubble from the cave is.
It's pretty obvious because it looks like it was maybe done pretty quickly. It's over in the corner. I do have a map for this, but also we are out of time. We gotta
Fair
wrap
enough.
up now.
Fair enough.
So we'll take a look at that
Next session,
next time.
You said next week's last session, and then you're taking 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'll put a note in general.
Yep. Did we ever hear back from August?
Doesn't look like it.
That is a bummer. I wonder what happened to him. Hope he's okay.
Hopefully. Well. Anyhow. Let's do our 3 favorites and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah. I'll go first.
Yeah.
Favorite thing that I think that I did was call the priests shamans. That was really great. Something that I like that another player did, so I have to pick which player did this. All right, I think I'm gonna pick Zephylos for this one. And my favorite thing that he did was call the cheaper beer drinking the dishwasher. That was great. I think that my favorite thing that the DM did was kind of just make these grumpy old men like that just didn't want to put up with like Khan trying to do very human things like the handshake, the eye slot. He wasn't putting up with it. He was an old grumpy man and didn't want to have any conversation past what he had to. And then, like me at the graves there, like the NPCs, you like were just like, all right. Every time the ball bearings are all continuing that. I just love that the DM always just puts up with that to that capacity. But that's my recap. That was my highlights.
Yeah. I'll go next. Something another player did. I'm going to choose Shab for this one.
You sure?
Wow.
So
many choices.
I like his initiative to get some RP before the first night. I like the setting the tone with taking us out for Camp Firefish. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I just had to, I'm always looking for RP. I love RP.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Favorite thing I did, describing blood rituals.
That was awesome, yeah.
I like whenever I have a new spell, I get to give it some flavor.
Just kind of existing in the ritual and then like getting marked with blood and like being stronger from it. He loved that for sure.
Yeah, I also like giving 19 temporary hit points away. That was pretty
cool.
Sick,
yeah.
Now, if I wasn't the subclass of wizard, I would have taken 14 damage for just doing that, and that would have blown. And favorite thing a GM did. The sound effects from the swamps. I don't think that was sad.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, that was solid.
You mad lad, you actually found it.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I figured that. Yeah, you said that was going to be your highlight, so that's a good one.
Said it, and I'm committing.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
All right.
Yeah, that was good.
So, I liked when Shab, you describe Khan as like when he's talking to them, like helping them work. Or like help do the little thing that they're trying to do.
I didn't want to be disruptive. I didn't
try to.
Yeah, the foreman. The foreman said
that was cool. And then also being like tired really quickly.
Yeah, I mean the rocks were probably fucking heavy, dude. Like realistically.
Oh yeah.
We've been trekking so much. The last 2 days have been us just kicking ass through a swamp.
Little detail. I like that.
Yeah.
Something that both of you guys did. I don't know. Good coordination with the temp HP thing, and then just like healing him back for the HP that he lost.
I think we're gonna do that again for sure.
That was big brain.
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff.
I didn't know what he was doing, and then I saw
most of the time, if you use that during travel, you'll probably just end up wasting it.
Yeah. That's why he kind of used it before we headed into the swamp.
Lucked out this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then something that I did, I liked RPing the ghost.
I was like, I don't know if he's gonna do that every time, but I'll start relaying it so he doesn't have to.
Yeah. So that, but then also describing his spooky appearance, and then the thing with them, I definitely didn't expect you to ask him to come with you.
Yeah,
I probably should have, but so yeah, I made up that thing on the fly.
That was good.
I could have probably just had him come with you, but I thought that I just spontaneously came up with that, and I thought it was a good idea, so I went with it. All right. That should be it for today. Thanks, guys. We managed to make a good session with just the three of us. So
yeah, it was fun.
Good time. And
like a bottle episode, you know, we got like
yeah,
a little
and
side
really,
quest.
it wasn't too much for people to miss
Nah,
this time in
you can catch
particular.
the
So
VOD. It was only 2.5
good
hours.
stuff. And then we should be able to, assuming that we have everybody next week, we can probably wrap up this little thing with just Zephylos and Khan within a couple minutes
Mhm.
before they go back to the town, so it shouldn't be too annoying. So yeah. Alrighty, I'll see you guys next week.
All right, bye.
Bye bye.
Good session. See you.